So while I have your attention, one of the main things that we like to focus on when we're doing a buy and hold property. So let's talk about what buy and hold is. There's several investment strategies when you're a real estate investor. A lot of people you're hearing nowadays are talking about flipping houses. That's when they're buying a house at a wholesale price. You know, let's say it's 70% of what the price, the value of that market is for that block. Then they're buying it at 70%. Because it needs some repairs. Typically, it's going to be things like painting, flooring, maybe some appliances or some faucets need to be replaced, plumbing. And that's what you're assessing before you buy that house. How much work needs to be done? How much will it cost me in general? Buy that house at a 70% value. You may invest 10% more. So now you're at 80% invested on a property that's worth 100%. And that's the model. We're basically looking at what do we want to do. So instead of flipping the house, what people who are doing investments for flipping, they're buying that house at 70%, they're spending that money to repair the property up, and then they're immediately selling that. That's a great strategy, very profitable strategy. Many people have made $30,000 to $50,000 doing that. However, Uncle Sam gets involved. The IRS, if you sell that house under 12 months, there is a chance that, well, there's a great probability that you will be hit by one of the tax codes that requires you to pay on your capital gains. So at 555 Equity LLC, our strategy is buy and hold. We buy the properties with the same strategy, 70%, which is the wholesale pricing, and then we will go in and rehab that property. And again, we try to find properties that don't require major things like roofs or foundation work or HVAC requirements. We like painting, flooring, bathrooms. Get out of there, get a tenant in there. We buy it and hold it. And then over that period of time, we typically will hold it for at least 1 year and 1 day. And that clears us from the tax implications from the capital gains that we'll earn from the sale of that property. So we'll get into more on that later, but I just want to explain why we're doing some of the light rehab instead of putting in new granite countertops. I'm selling this later. Right now it's going to be rented. So I just want the place clean, functional, to make sure that it is safe for a potential tenant to come in. And we want it to be something that they feel proud of. And of course, it's still my property, so I want to take care of it. All right. So we're going to do a quick walkthrough and take a look at some of the quick things that we've decided we're going to do to upgrade this property to get it ready for a tenant to come in. Thanks.